Hello, welcome to M Pluto. My name is M. Today I'm going to be doing a general reading on the sign Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Oh, you know what? Let me also clarify. It's going to be a Celtic cross for the sign of Sagittarius. Spirit, give me the Celtic cross for the general sign of Sagittarius. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Spirit, what is the center energy for Aquarius? Interesting. So right now, the energy that I'm picking up, well, let me just let you know, the center energy for you is the High Priestess, which is the card of inner knowledge. Spirit, what's the crossing for Sagittarius? Okay. Oh, okay. So you seem to be guarding something. You could be dealing with a situation that is private. And what I mean by private, I mean you don't want all eyes on it. We also, for your crossing energy, we have the Hanged Man. And then bottom of the deck is the Four of Pentacles. So I'm immediately sensing that there's something going on inward for you. You're I don't want to say that you're hiding something, but you're heavily guarding something. You're choosing to not be as open right now. And the way that it's coming off, or the way that you're acting it out, is either you're trying to change your perspective on a situation, or you're hoping someone changes their perspective. It's something intuitive, though. The Hanged Man is really interesting. The Hanged Man doesn't come out unless the universe sort of stops you, and something happens in your life where you have to pause for a second and rethink your morals or your values or your stance, your principles. And it usually happens because something, I don't want to say bad happened, but it's usually not the card that happens when, you're not walking through a field of flowers and randomly wanting to pause and look at a rose. That's not what's happening. Usually the Hangman comes from humiliation. It comes from being embarrassed, maybe infidelity. Um, it's a reckoning. It's kind of like judgment, but it's judgment's cousin. It forces you to stop and pause. So as far as you're crossing for your action, you could be going about your daily life, but there's something that you're guarding very heavily, and you are sort of paused when it comes to how to deal with it. You could be going back and forth internally and not sharing this with other people. Spirit, can you give me some energy, or can you give me what's going on unconsciously? What is Sagittarius not aware of unconsciously? Okay. Judgment. Interesting. Judgment. So you are having what you may not know, or what may not be as something that you are aware of, is that whatever you are guarding, whatever you are um, protecting and keeping close to you, it's all supposed to be happening to you right now in your life. It's for your higher good. Now, you could be having some sort of spiritual awakening, or your higher self, your higher spiritual self could be coming out or exposing themselves to you. And it's your job right now to protect that person or that energy that you are transforming into. And that could easily explain what you're hiding. You might not be consciously aware of the fact that internally there is a transformation happening. Now, I could be speaking a little too soon. This could easily, I don't want to say, people, when they see high priestess, they say secrets affairs. That could possibly be it. I'm not really getting that energy. Spirit, what is the conscious energy of Sagittarius right now? One thing I want to say is that you are going through a major transformation. Something is changing for you, because there were 3 major arcanas immediately. Spirit, what is Sagittarius consciously aware of? Okay. We have the 6 of Wands and the Star. Okay. Healing. So the 6 of Wands reverse for your conscious energy. Okay. You could be focused or working on a hobby or working on an idea that is not gaining the type of attention that you think it should gain. Or you could think that you're failing at something, right? A project, a relationship, but you're actually not. What's happening is a delay. You could be consciously aware of this. But I also do think that that has something to do with the Hangman energy. I think right now what you're learning is how to turn your delays into victories, or how to learn how to take in something slower, or how to, not immediately go for instant gratification. Spirit, can you tell me about the passive bit in relation to this for Sagittarius? Passive it. Passive it. Seven of Wands. Future of it. Queen of Wands. In the past, there was something that you had to protect or defend. Future is Queen of Wands. Are you also are you interested in spirituality? Like, are you interested in possibly doing tarot? Because when I see the Seven of Wands for the past event, and I see the Queen of Wands for the future event, and the Queen of Wands is independent, she does things differently. You may have to defend an idea that a lot of people don't see victory or success in. And because of that, it's changing your perspective on what it means to actually win, which is leading you to having a spiritual transformation, getting more aligned with your higher self, having to go inward. That's why the High Priestess is here. That's why. Having to go inward and connect with your spirituality instead of the outside world and what the outside world believes in instant gratification or winning or what success looks like. You could be reshaping that. And you have the Queen of Wands for your future. She does things differently. Spirit, can you tell me what Sagittarius is? I'm sorry. Yeah, I just heard my mother asking about a burrito. Sorry. Um, Spirit, can you tell me what Sagittarius's heart's desire is? What does Sagittarius want? What does Sagittarius want? I'm doing the video, Mom. If you can't see it, then it's not there. I don't think it's there. Okay, so for your heart, I'm sorry about that. For your heart's desire, you have the Seven of Cups. So you want endless possibilities. Or you want to know whether or not your gift or whatever you're working on, the inner knowledge that you're learning right now, you want to know whether or not if it's something that's tangible, something that is realistic, or something that you could have made up in your head. First of all, I don't think it's something that you would have in your head. I think that you could have heard a calling, and not everybody hears the call, and that's okay. But your heart's desire, possibly because of outside sources, could easily be, making you think otherwise. Spirit, can you tell me about the external influences for Sagittarius? External influence for Sagittarius. Death. I love that. There's an opportunity coming toward you that allows you to change or transform into something new. Cleansing your old self, regenerating a new version of yourself. That leads possibly to the Queen of Wands, confident, not having to hide the inner knowledge, not being afraid of it. Spirit, can you tell me Sagittarius' hopes or fears? Hopes or fears? Hopes or fears? Well, we have the Four of Swords, which is about resting, recovering. Lack of peace or understanding. Where you hope to be at peace and to gain stability. Have a solid structure for your ideas, for your spiritual awakening. In Spirit, can you tell me the likely outcome for Sagittarius? Ooh, momentum. 8 of Wands. So even if, what's the bottom of the deck? Page of Pentacles. Investing in something new. So, yeah, you know what? The Magician is underneath that. We still have the Four of Pentacles, though, under the Magician. Take it or leave it. It doesn't negate anything. Let me see. Yeah, what was really interesting about this is that you had the first trio, if you will, was the High Priestess, the Hangman, and the Judgment. I mean, you started off with major arcanas. Something's changing. You're going through a major shift in your life right now. I'm going to clarify. I'm going to clarify. Spirit, why is this High Priestess here? You know what? Let me go ahead and reshuffle. I did shuffle beforehand, but I'm going to shuffle again. Spirit, why is this High Priestess here? I just saw the Eight of Swords. Yeah, the Hierophant. There's a balance. There's something spiritually is happening to you. Sorry, words. Can I have one more, Spirit? You're doing some studying on your spirituality. You're learning about it. Spirit, can I have one more, please, for why they have... Yep, Page of Swords. Embracing new ideas. And maybe being a little vigilant about it because of how other people view it. The reason why I'm hesitating on the clarifier is just because I don't think that... I think that this is a very straightforward story. I don't think that there's any any discrepancy. Everything kind of seems like it's flowing easily. Not easily, but there's a very coherent story here that doesn't feel like there's any other words. Hmm. Spirit, can you clarify the Six of Wands in reverse, please? Spirit, can you clarify the Six of Wands in reverse, please? Bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands. Six of Pentacles Six of Wands in reverse is clarified by the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Yeah. It goes sort of back to the same idea of there being a delayed victory and you still prioritizing it for your emotional fulfillment. Your dream. It just to me seems like if it's the opposite, because the Two of Pentacles could be juggling or being overwhelmed. If you needed to know, whether or not you're on the right path, I'd say that Spirit is saying you are on the right path, and that if you aren't, experiencing, if you're not catching something quickly enough, if you think you're not learning something as quickly enough, if you think you should have more views on your videos, I don't know. There's something about the Six of Wands in reverse where there's a delay in success in some sort of way. If you believe that you are experiencing that, I think Spirit wants you to know that you don't need to, it's okay. It's a part of your journey, and that your dreams are very much still alive. They're still there. It's still very plausible. I want to clarify that Queen of Wands energy. That's your future event. What do you have to look forward to in your future? Spirit, why is the Queen of Wands here? Ace of Pentacles. Let's see. Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck. So the Queen of Wands was clarified by the Ace of Pentacles and the Emperor in reverse, another major arcana. Oh, I love this. So, like we talked about, or like I said, the Queen of Wands is an independent queen. She's inspirational. She's influential. She does things differently. She doesn't just stick to conventionality. She's not doing what everyone else is doing. And there is going to be, in the future, you're going to have a new beginning when it comes to an investment, a material gain of some sort. And you're going to be able to take it, I believe. But the reason why is because you have the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor sometimes represents rigid order or rigid thinking or having to be completely in control all the time. And I think that the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands energy is here specifically because you let go of it. You let go of that rigid thinking, that one way of doing something, or the how do I say, you embrace the spiritual world with confidence, and there's an opportunity for you. Spirit, can you clarify the Seven of Cups. Let's talk about your heart's desire. I just saw the Three of Swords. What's this about? Spirit, can you clarify the Seven of Cups, please, for heart's desire? Okay, we have the Ace of Wands. Still trying to figure out that. Oh, yeah. So the bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords. Take that with a grain of salt because sometimes people don't do the bottom of the deck, especially for Celtic crosses. For Heart's Desire, we already had the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups was clarified by the Ace of Wands, which is a new creative passionate beginning, and the Queen of Wands. I love that. I love that your your future event is the Queen of Wands, clarified by a Ace of Pentacles, and your heart's desire is basically being able to take advantage of the opportunities, or finally be able to see that you're not being delusional about your gift and embracing a new beginning confidently and boldly. This just reaffirms the future event. But yeah, your heart's desire is basically being able to understand that what you're interested in is not delusional, or you're not foolish for believing that you are gifted in this realm, and that there is that you can have a new beginning and you can be confident in it. And I think that your future event clarifies it. The Three of Swords, take it or leave this part. It may apply, it may not apply. It could be that there's some heartache around it, that not like necessarily heartbreak, or it could be emotional pain. It could be getting over the emotional pain associated with um, whether or not you are gifted spiritually, based off possibly not having um, validation or um, support from other people, especially your peers or your family. Okay, I'm going to clarify the Eight of Wands, which is the likely outcome. So why is the Eight of Wands here for Sagittarius? Why is the Eight of Wands here for Sagittarius? Bottom of the deck, Empress, abundance. Okay, so the Eight of Wands is clarified by the Three of Cups. I'm loving this energy. Okay, so celebration with your community and the Empress, creativity, and then the bottom of, okay, let's just say this. Okay, so the likely outcome is the Eight of Wands, which is momentum and alignment, right? Fast word movement, alignment. Something happens quickly and it feels aligned, right? There's passion. And then it's clarified by the Three of Cups, which means you get to celebrate. There's something that you're going to be working on. It could be a project, or how it was described to me when I was learning is you're finally able to get all of the wands off the ground. You're able to shoot them forward, and build momentum. And that could easily mean you finally becoming more aligned, or things really clicking for you. And it's clarified by the Three of Cups celebration and the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands was sideways. So I do want to say that ultimately this be wary of being indecisive. That we did have the Two of Pentacles as well, and we also had the High Priestess, which is the second card of the Major Arcana. There's something here about choices, duality, and decisions. Choose to believe in yourself. Choose to not ignore, but choose to use it as motivation. That Three of Swords we saw earlier. I also want to say at the bottom of the deck we talked about was the Empress, but underneath the Empress is the Eight of Wands. Double, 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 double. And then the Two of Swords. Be careful, okay? Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. That's another two. But underneath that is the Sun. So you're okay. But again, I think it's just really stressing. Three was also a number. We had the Empress. We had the Three of Cups. We also saw the Three of Swords. creativity, collaboration, possibly embracing other people who are within the tarot community could easily, or spiritual community, spirituality as a whole, um, could be anything. Could be, could could be something that is religious. Anything that is spiritual doesn't have to just mean tarot divination. Um, but yeah, it's a choice. It's going to be a choice. Oh, creativity, collaboration. We did see the threes. Yeah, creativity, collaboration. Embrace it. Embrace it. You have the opportunity to become the Empress and the Queen of Wands, right? The Empress is really special because she's all four queens. She's the Queen of Swords. She's the Queen of Pentacles. She's the Queen of Wands. She's the Queen of Cups. She's all of them. So she's sitting on high ground. But yeah, ultimately it says that there's something you're changing your perspective, and it's a part of your spiritual journey. Things may be delayed, but that's totally fine. Um, I hope this reading resonated with you. Other than that, thank you so much for your time. Again, my name is M, and this is M Pluto. And yeah, good luck with your spirituality, your spiritual journey, Saji. Bye bye.